Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
The Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is racing's answer to truth in advertising. Located a stone's throw from the 1.5-mile speedway that hosts NASCAR's top 3 national touring series each year, the Bull Ring is an asphalt oval that's short on distance and long on action. The Bull Ring's relatively long straights and tight turns make for great wheel-to-wheel racing and plenty of rubbing. And the track schedule is no less action-packed. From March through November, the track's weekly shows feature super late models, super stocks, bombers, modifieds, legends, and bandoleros, with occasional visits by the likes of the Lucas Oil Modifieds and USAC HPD midgets mixed in for good measure. And in contrast to the nearby Las Vegas Strip, what happens at the Bull Ring doesn't always stay at the Bull Ring. Just ask Kyle Busch, who registered more than 24 wins at the Bull Ring as a teenage phenom en route to a hugely successful career in the NASCAR Cup Series. Tonight, it's the IROC Challenge Series Bull Ring Showdown, and it's next on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bull Ring, Race 14, Season 2 of the IROC Challenge Series. Let's take a look at the race details. 78-degree ambient temperature, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2-mile-per-hour breeze. Track temperature, a little warm, 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Feature race distance is incorrect. Forget that. We got that lined up here. Here's the format for tonight. Practice and qualifying 8 and 9 p.m. We'll get to qualifying shortly. Heat race at 9:05. Consi 9:45. And the feature at 10:20 p.m. These are all tentative times. Obviously, we've got to get them in. The race details: 5 heats, 20 laps, top 3 advance, 1 Consi, 50 laps, top 7 advance from that Consi, 100-lap feature, 22 cars only. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. It's going to be a late night, but we're okay. We're prepared. We're ready for it. It's going to be fun action here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. With that practice just about wrapped up here, let's take a look at the top times thus far. Aaron Smith, the quickest, but not by much. A 15:185, besting TJ Majors by just 1,000th of a second. 2.5 minutes left in this session. We'll go down and cover the action here, what's going on so far in this session. Further down the line, James Pileski, third quick, Brian McCann, Brandon Mefford, Kyle Hardy, Brent Butler, Jason Niles, Chuck Sweeting, Evan Janik, your top 10 in this singular practice session we have here at the Bull Ring tonight. And trouble. William Tyndall, James Pileski coming together. Brian McCann narrowly missing. Well, we have the opportunity before this practice session is over with. Want to thank the sponsors here that are participating in this series, this league: RS12 Motorsports, Coles County Speedway, R&R Racewear, Anything EC, Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, 3 Wide with DJG, Charity Motorsports, Supreme 3D Printing, Spartan Transportation, Premier Racing Setups, and Care for Kids. Lots of partners on board with this IROC series. Some fun things to come in the near future, the next season. Some changes. We'll get into that at a later date. Plenty more action to continue here in the next season. Upcoming schedule. Of course, we are at the IROC Bull Ring Showdown tonight. Next week, it'll be the Pocono 175, and an unfortunate note, that one may end up going to tape delay. I'll be traveling for a wedding. Thankfully not mine. I will not be back in time to cover the action for the Pocono race. So if it's a barn burner and race admins decide they want to cover that on a tape delay, we'll be happy to do so. Then we go to Eldora on the dirt on October 6th, the 3 Wide with DJG 200 at North Wilkesboro on the 13th. Atlanta Motor Speedway, October 20, November 3rd. Fast 40 with DJG. That's from Nashville Fairgrounds. Charity Motorsports 200 at Bristol, then Talladega, Auto Club Speedway. Big track at Las Vegas, then Kern County, Daytona, Michigan, Atlanta, and closing out the season here in Charlotte. Practice just about to see the black and red flags. Big wreck there. Jason Niles just involved in that one, up on his lid. Didn't think you could get a car on its roof for this 3/8 mile oval, but somehow they managed. So practice in the books. We're going to get right into single car qualifying. See who takes to the Speedway first. Looks like James Pileski will roll out. No, this is open qualifying. Very different. Gonna run this kind of like a road course. So we'll keep the best times on the left of your screen there in the timing tower. Pileski will take the green here. Get a 5-minute session, open qualifying session. First lap for Pileski of 15:39, then Josh Mears, Schofield, Peters, Smith, White. Times are going to tick by quickly here. Again, a 5-minute session. Top time, Aaron Smith, a 15:182. TJ Majors, who was second quick in practice, jumps up to P2 with a 283. About a tenth off the pace. Still plenty of time to go. William Tyndall now. Oh, big hit for Tyndall. After his lap completed, didn't run any faster. Almost identical lap times for the 62. Does appear that everybody's gotten a lap in that has wanted to. Still about 2.5 minutes left in this session. See if anybody rolls out again. That may do it. So with that said, we're going to step aside here, get a short break out of the way. We'll be back with our starting grid for heat number 1 after this. Stay with us.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at the bull ring, heat number 1 getting gridded up here. Let's take a look at it. On the pole position here with his time in qualifying 15.182, Aaron Smith will start from the top spot, flanked by the 7 of Evan Janik. Second row will be Garrett Johnston and Newt Quick, Tim Schofield and Todd Kleek in row 3. Row 4, Matt Mormond and Chris Wally. The anticipation building here at the bull ring. Formation lap underway. Should get 2 laps here before we see the green flag. Again, a very tiny racetrack here, 3/8 mile bull ring. Pace car lights are out. Next time by will be green flag racing here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway bull ring. And the pace car heads to pit lane.
Green flag.
There it is, green flag in the air. Barney's waving it. We're underway from the bull ring. "20 laps to settle it. They'll tick by in a hurry. Tim Schofield losing connection for a brief moment. Tight racetrack to have to deal with that. Aaron Smith continues to lead now over Garrett Johnston. Evan Janik third, Schofield fourth. Further down, it's Newt Quick, Todd Kleek, Chris Wally, Matt Mormon as they battle it out for position at the tail end of the field. On board with Chris Wally, trying to fend off the 60 of Mormon. Back to the front of the field, Garrett Johnston, a car length off the back bumper of Aaron Smith. Coming to the line, it'll be 15 to go. Evan Janik in the third spot. Janik closing the gap there on Johnston a little bit, but Garrett gets back to the gas a little sooner. Stretches it out to a car length and a half as they roll down through turns 1 and 2. Janik, though, real late on the brakes getting into turns 1 and 2, closes the gap. Seems like Johnston's really backing up his entry. Gets on the gas just a hair quicker than the 7. This really is the battle on the racetrack right now as Aaron Smith has jumped out to a full second advantage. On board with Janik. He's there. Stuffs it to the inside. Gets the spot. Johnston will tuck back in. So move Evan Janik up into the second spot. Down in front, I say. 9 laps to go from the Bullring Heat number 1. Smith running away, and Janik's loose. He's drifting up through turn 4, saves the race car, might even save the spot. Johnston's going to get to the outside in 1. Does Janik have enough to hang on to that position? He does. Even with all that added right rear tire temperature. Everything pretty calm behind that top 3 there. Tim Schofield in 4th, Nuke Quick 5th. Chris Wally 6th, Todd Kleek back in the 7th spot with Matt Mormon, the tail end of the field. 5 to go. Janik still holding off Garrett Johnston, a car length the advantage, but crossed the line. 2 laps to go in heat number 1. Aaron Smith just in cruise control here, just racing the racetrack. Still running about a 1/10.5 faster than everybody else. Off of turn 4, white flag in the air, final lap for Aaron Smith. Checkered flag in the air. Heat number 1 in the books. Aaron Smith takes the checkered flag. So Aaron Smith, your heat number 1 winner. Take a look at those results. Aaron Smith, Evan Janik, Garrett Johnston, Timmy Schofield, Nuke Quick. Oh, where'd we go? There we go. Okay. Chris Wally was 6th, Matt Mormon 7th, Todd Kleek was 8th. Now, let's take a look at our starting grid for heat number 2. It's TJ Majors and Brent Butler on the front row. Row number 2, it'll be Neil Quick and Matt Kopp. Jason Nilgis and Adam Benefiel in the 9 will start 6th. Josh Mears and Kyle White rounding out the final row. So another 8-car race. You saw how quickly that heat got in the books for heat number 1. This is heat number 2. Now we are on the 1 to go. Next time by will be under the green flag. Pace car comes to pit lane. Field entering turns 3 and 4. Formed up 2 by 2 for 4 rows.
Green.
Green flag in the air. Majors gets out to the early lead down the backstretch, a couple car lengths over Neil Quick. Quick now under fire from the 76 of Brent Butler. Oh, we got 1 car around. Adam Benefiel in trouble. Gathers it back up, but he's likely to finish this one out dead last. Take a quick look at it. just a moment ago. Maybe contact with the 22. No, missed the entry and gets run over by the 36. Things happen in a hurry here at the Bull Ring. Meanwhile, Quick hanging out of the second spot behind the 6 of TJ Majors. Brent Butler, though, knocking on the back door. Now looks to the inside in turn 3. Jason Nile just going to ride the back bumper, try to follow him through, but can't keep it on the bottom. Oh, Nile just trying to hang on to it. He overcorrects up the racetrack into traffic. Matt Kopp gets the worst of it. Tears the nose off the 22, still running in the 6th spot. Nile just doesn't look a whole lot worse for wear right now. Might have gotten away with this. Meanwhile, Brent Butler has made the pass on Neil Quick. Last lap for the race leader, TJ Majors, a 15:68, about a tenth slower than Brent Butler. So the 76 is going to try and march his way up to the back bumper of Majors. Still got a ways to go. 1.6 seconds the advantage for TJ. Josh Mears back in the 4th spot. He's up 3 positions. So far, a good run for the 36. Nile just back to 5th where he started. Matt Kopp, nose damage and all. Hopefully that car will last, and Benefiel around again. Take a quick look at that. From the aerial coverage, the blimp just loses it on entry. Maybe a little too much rear brake. Doesn't go all the way around, but spins it about perpendicular. It almost clips the race leader in that exchange. That was close. I want to watch that from TJ's perspective here. This was on board with Majors. Reeling in the 9. The 9's having trouble here. We'll see it in just a moment. Look to the left of your screen. Oh, that was close. Majors still leads, but Butler is coming close there. He's cutting about 0.3 of a second on the race lead, but with 8 to go, I don't know if he'll have enough time. Adam Benefiel with another moment out on the track. We'll take another quick look at that. Yeah, I think once he got them right side tires hot, that's all he could do to keep it from coming around. Opts to go to pit lane. His heat race, at least, over for now. Majors jumps out to a 1.5 second advantage now. He's starting to stretch it out. Last lap, a little bit faster than Brent Butler. Four laps to go. And Matt Kopp drifting through the corner, too. He hangs on to it. Coming to 2 laps to go. White flag in the air. Final lap of heat number 2. TJ Majors well en route. Half a lap away, less than half a lap. Couple corners en route to the heat number 2 win. Majors wins it. Butler runs second. Neil Quick comes home in 3rd. So there's your race results. TJ Majors, Brent Butler, Neil Quick, Josh Mears, Jason Nile, just Matt Kopp, Kyle White, and Adam Benefiel. Now, once again, we'll get to another starting grid for heat number 2 on the pole. The 3 of Brian McCann, flanked by the 11 of Zachary Cleek. Row number 2, Kyle Hardy and Andrew Allen. Row 3, Casey Bentz and Gavin Hinson. Last row, Steve Durbin and Peter Ruzick, 7th and 8th. Field pulls away. Field on the backstretch here. Pace car makes the hard left turn, the turn 3 pit entry. Again, front row will be McCann and Zachary Cleek. Taking them to green.
Green flag.
McCann and Cleek close together. Cleek has a moment into turns 1 and 2. He gets up into the fence. He'll shed a ton of positions. He'll go from second to last in the first 2 corners. Trying to get a little too much there on the opening lap. McCann now uncontested here, almost a full second over Kyle Hardy. McCann now 1.4 up on Kyle Hardy in the second spot. Hardy okay with a car length back to Casey Bentz in the number 27. Andrew Allen trying to close the gap there. Late on the brakes, which means late on the gas. Steve Durbin in the number 99 trying to hold off Gavin Hinson, the number 39 machine running in the 6th spot. Zachary Cleek, though, remember, started outside pole, had a moment there in turn 1. On the opening lap, has fallen all the way back to the 7th position. Peter Ruzick in 8th. Not the heat that the 11 was looking for. 13 to go here from the bull ring. Heat number 3. McCann off of 4, 11 to go, 2.1 seconds now the advantage to Hardy. The biggest lead we have seen so far in these heat races. Hardy still doing his best to hang on to that second spot over Casey Bentz. Oh, Hardy real loose on entry to turns 3 and 4. Back to the gas, though, still stretching the advantage. McCann now 2.6 seconds up on second place. Field pretty well spread out now as Ruzick now up to the 7th spot. Zachary Kleek had a moment there. About 5 laps to go. See what happened here to the 11. Not that long ago. Got the flat of the racetrack on exit. A little wiggle. He's into turn 3 and it just comes around on him. Kleek now trying to take the spot back from Ruzick. He's got it there at the line. Now 3 laps to go as the leader, Brian McCann, closing in. Three seconds the advantage for McCann over Hardy right now. 2 laps to go here from the Bull Ring in heat number 3. Still watching this battle for the 7th and 8th positions. McCann, though, reeling these guys in. Doesn't need to worry too much. He's got plenty of room out the back. Final lap for the 3. Ryan's just got to pay attention here, make sure these two don't come together and take him out in the process, but checkered flag is waving. McCann wins it. Hardy will be second, and Casey Benz comes home in third. So here's your results from heat number 3. Of course, McCann, Kyle Hardy, Casey Benz, Steve Durbin, Gavin Hinson, Andrew Allen, Peter Ruzick, and Zachary Kleek. Let's get to our starting grid for heat number 4. On the pole, it's going to be the Mystery Motorsports driver, Chuck Sweeting, with James Pileski to his outside. Row 2, Brandon Mefford and Lilith Peters. Keep a close eye on the 1 here tonight. Row 3, William Tyndall and Adam Pettit. Row 4, it's a 55 Track Bar Motorsports entry of Vincent Short, and the 13 of Philip Chartier. Field on the move here. Again, 2 pace laps. Heat number 4 about to get underway. Again, here's a format for tonight. I think 5 heats was the plan, but I think we only had 32 cars on the entry list, so this might do it for our heats tonight. We'll have to see if there was any late entries. James Pileski is going to start from the outside. No, Chuck Sweeting is the pole sitter. Sorry, pace car is in.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Drivers coming up to speed. Lilith Peters hammered down here at the start alongside Chuck Sweeting. Pileski took the race lead right out of the gate. Oh, some contact from Tyndall into Mefford. Now they're 3 wide into turn number 3. Everybody had room there. I think Mefford backed out of it, didn't want to tear up the race car, but they might have been able to get through that one if they stayed put. Peters a little wiggle off of turn number 2. Pileski continues to lead 1.1 back to Chuck Sweeting. 17 laps to go. James Pileski has this one in hand for now, but Sweeting is a little bit faster that last lap. See if he can continue that for the next 15 laps. He may have a shot at this still. William Tyndall in third, Brandon Mefford fourth, Lilith Peters in the fifth spot. Tyndall up the racetrack, opens the door for Mefford, but nothing doing there for the 83. Laps remaining. Watching the battle for the third, fourth, and fifth positions here. Tyndall, Brandon Mefford, Lilith Peters. Looks like Phil Chartier had a moment there on lap 5. Let's take a look at it. 13 machine in trouble. Seen this a lot tonight. A little too much rear brake and it just comes around. Mefford seems quick here. I think he's got a little bit more pace than Tyndall, but you got to find room to get around him. 9 laps to go. Mefford about a half-tenth faster than the 62 the last couple of laps, but as we said, you got to find a way to get around and then make it stick. Tyndall up the racetrack. Mefford tries to go to the inside. Maybe some contact. Mefford gets a little crossed up on the exit of 4. Contact now. Chain reaction bumper cars between Tyndall, Mefford, and Peters. Now the 13 to Philip Chartier, top of the racetrack, letting these guys get through and race. 7 to go. Peters really late on the brakes, getting into turn number 3, closes the gap on Mefford. Mefford able to get back to the gas just a touch sooner. Again, watching the battle for the third spot here. Tyndall's got it. Brandon Mefford and Lilith Peters in tow. So far, not much has changed here. I don't know if these guys are just going to run this one out to the finish, or if Mefford's going to apply some pressure here in the last couple of laps. Gives a bit of a bump there, a shot to Tyndall in the middle of 3 and 4. Actually helped the 62, put a car length on Mefford there at the stripe. Pileski still with the lead, about a full second advantage. White flag in the air, final lap for James Pileski. Meanwhile, Phil Chartier had another issue out on the racetrack. Checkered flag in the air, heat 4 in the books, and it goes to James Pileski. Second place, Chuck Sweeting. William Tyndall will take third. So there's your results. James Pileski, Chuck Sweeting, William Tyndall, Brandon Mefford, Lilith Peters, Vincent Short, Phil Chartier, and Adam Pettit. So we'll get to our starting grid here. I think this is our Consi. Indeed it is. So a 4-heat event tonight, not 5. Consolation race on the pole position. Tim Schofield, outside pole, Josh Mears. Row number 2, it'll be Steve Durbin and Brandon Mefford. Row 3, Nuke Quick, Jason Nilgis. Row 4, it's Gavin Hinson and Lilith Peters. Row number 5, it'll be Chris Wally and Matt Kopp rounding out the top 10. 11th starter will be Andrew Allen. 12th starter will be Vincent Short. 13th goes to Matt Mormond. Kyle White, 14th. Peter Ruzick, 15th. Phil Chartier in 16th. 17th goes to Todd Kleek. Adam Benefiel, 18th. Zachary Kleek, 19th. And shotgun on the field from Rev'd Racing to 49 of Adam Pettit. Bigger field here. We got 20 cars here around the bull ring. It's not 8. It's a little more cramped out there this time. Andrew Allen and Vincent Short. Allen needs to still take the grid. Short looks like he's going to start from the pits here. Not sure of the situation there, but the field's going to roll away. Timmy Schofield in the number 12 will start from the top spot. Well, here we go. The Consi about to get underway. Half a lap away from green. Pace car about to make the left turn into the turn 3 pit entry. There he goes. Schofield and Mears on the front row.
Green flag.
There it is. Green flag in the air. Good jump for the 12 as Schofield. Durbin was caught napping. Now once again through turns 1 and 2. Mears way up the racetrack into the second spot. Durbin in the inside of Brandon Mefford for third. Mefford, though, hanging tough there on the outside. Trouble behind. The 51 goes around. No caution. Chris Wally now down to the 18th spot is Short and Allen, I don't think, took the green. Schofield continues to lead. Again, a 50-lap Consi here tonight. Mefford and Durbin side by side. This is for the third spot. Schofield still with the top spot. Mears runs second. This is the battle for third between Brandon Mefford and Steve Durbin. Jason Nile just running in 5th behind. Nile just would love to be able to ride the back bumper of the 99 through here, take the spot away from Mefford as well if Durbin can get it done. Back on the gas goes the 88. Oh, a little bit of contact. Mefford turns down into the corner. Mefford's got the spot, gets clear of Durbin. Nile just now. Pressure coming from the 39 of Gavin Hinson. And Lilith Peters running in the 7th spot. Contact made. Peters gets alongside Nilgis. Here comes the 55, but that is Vincent Short. He is not on the lead lap. Now, initially they said in the format here, the top 7 advance from the Consi. That might change based on the number of cars we had show up here tonight, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. 3 wide at the line, the 13 way off the pace, top of the racetrack. Now Niles just down on the flat trying to battle with Lilith Peters. Adam Benefield having a moment just a lap or two ago. He's having a tough night here on this small racetrack. Schofield still with the lead, about a second up on Mears. Caution is out.
Look at your gauges. Everything good?
I think it was Peter Ruzick already in pit lane here. Just a guess. Let's take a look at it. This is already after the fact. We're just going to back things up here a bit. So Ruzick just loses it off of 4. Hits the inside wall. Puts us under caution. So Tim Schofield continues to lead here. We get a yellow. Still shy of halfway in this consolation race.
No go. Not going.
Gonna wave off the restart, going another lap. All right, so lights are off on the pace car. Short's going to try and get back around here as quick as possible. It might put Vince back on a lead lap. Indeed, it does. Pace car is in. He's going to need to hustle to catch the tail of the field here.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Schofield continues to lead, but now he's got to contend with Brandon Mefford. Mefford in the 83 up to the second spot. Behind him, Hinson and Mears side by side into 3. Mears is going to get the short end of the stick here as Hinson gets clear. Now Lilith Peters to the inside for the 5th spot. Real loose on exit for Peters. Now Peters there in the 4th position. Zachary Cleek having a moment there off of 4. Everybody gets through it okay. Pat Kopp in the 22. Got a fresh nose on that Chevrolet. Lap Lap 25 up on the board, just about past halfway here at the Bull Ring in our consolation race. Feature race coming up next. On board with Brandon Mefford now. Last lap for Schofield was a 15:73, now a 15:83. Mefford ran a 15:80. As we saw in that heat race at the end, though, Mefford had the pace to make the pass, but couldn't get it done. Phil Chartier in trouble again, bottom of the racetrack for the 13. Difficult afternoon, getting worse for driver the number 13. Back out front, 21, going to be 20 to go here at the stripe. Up the racetrack goes Schofield, opens the door for Mefford, now down into one, side by side for the lead. Mefford's got it. Battling back up top, Schofield is there, but here comes the 39 of Hinson. He'll slam the door. Schofield's going to go from the lead to about fourth, it appears, as Peters now gets clear. Now he's going to lose another spot maybe to Josh Mears. It's been years of me doing this, and I still can't get it right. Schofield with some connection problems, too, to make matters worse. 18 to go. It's Brandon Mefford at the point. Hinson runs second. Peters third. Schofield fourth. Josh Mears in the fifth spot. Laps remain. Mefford leads Hinson, Peters, Schofield, and Nilges. That's your top five. Peter Ruzick sits in the pit lane. Andrew Allen did not start this consi. He'll finish dead last. Coming to the stripe. Brandon Mefford still leads, 14 to go in the consolation race. Feature race coming up next. Top three under a blanket down the backstretch here with 11 and a half laps to go. Mefford still leads over Gavin Hinson. Hinson just stalking the 83. Might have an opportunity here. Last lap's pretty close between the two of them. Hinson only 0.02 of a second faster, but faster still. Here comes Lilith Peters, though. She's running 15.96. She's faster than the top two. Coming to the stripe, 10 laps to go in consolation race. Peters trying to find a way around the 39. Top to the bottom now as they cross the stripe. 9 laps to go. Peters gets through. Peters now to the second spot. Hinson's going to try and fight back, but to no avail. Might actually lose another spot here as Niall just got to the inside. Hinson will close the door here to prevent any further loss. Now coming to 7 laps to go. Can Brandon Mefford hang on to this and win the consi? Again, at least the top 7 will advance. Slow car up top. That's Phil Chartier. On board with Mefford. From the race lead, looking back at second place, Lilith Peters. Peters faster still by about half a tenth the last lap. Oh, in the fence. 5 to go. Peters is ready and willing to do what it takes to win this Consi. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact. Peters gets to the inside out of turn 2. 3.5 laps to go. Now into turn 3. She gets a little loose into turn 3. Off of turn 4 now, coming to the stripe. Peters close, but not quite. 3 to go from the bullring. Mefford hanging tough on the outside. Peters right down to the flat of the racetrack. Now 2 laps to go. Peters will lead that lap. Mefford still right there. Almost dead even with the 1 into turn 1. Loose on exit goes Mefford. That'll really give an advantage here to Peters, but Mefford battles back into turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. Final lap from the bullring. Lilith Peters in charge. 1, now half a lap to go. The number 1 looking to go position number 1. Into turn 4 for the final time on exit, checkered flag. Lilith Peters takes the win in the consolation race. Good run for the 1. She started in the 8th spot, picks up the win in 50 laps. What a run. So there's your results. Lilith Peters takes the win. Brandon Mefford, Gavin Hinson, your second and third place. Nile just finishes in the 4th position. 5th goes to Josh Mears. Timmy Schofield 6th. Pettit 7th. Kopp 8th. Durbin 9th. Kyle White 10th. Chris Wally 11th. Newt Quick 12th. Matt Mormon 13th. Vincent Short 14th. Cleek and Cleek 15th and 16th. Adam Benefiel finishes 17th. Phil Chartier 18th. Peter Ruzick 19th. And last but not least, in 20th was Andrew Allen. Warm-up session has begun prior to our feature race. Stay with us. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with our race. Starting grid after this. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at the bull ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the warm-up session just about complete. We'll take a look at the top times thus far. At least we'll try. There we go. Brian McCann quickest to 15:48. Chuck Sweeting, Aaron Smith, Brent Butler, James Pileski, the top five. Really tight times here. Not everybody is taken to the track, however. Better part of half the field has not come out for this warm-up. That'll about do it here with just a second or two left in the session. Black and red flags will shut it down. So without further ado, let's take a look at our starting grid. On the pole position, Aaron Smith with TJ Majors to the outside. Row number 2, it'll be Brian McCann and James Pileski. Row 3, Evan Janik and Brent Butler. Row 4, Kyle Hardy and Chuck Sweeting. Row 5, Garrett Johnston and Neil Quick. Starting in the 11th position, it'll be the 27 of Casey Bentz and William Tyndall in 12th. 13th starter, the winner of our Consi, Lilith Peters, and Brandon Mefford in 14th. 15th starter is Gavin Hinson. 16th goes to Jason Nilgis. 17th starter, it's Josh Mears with Tim Schofield in 18th. 19th starter, Adam Pettit. 20th goes to Matt Kopp. 21st, Steve Durbin. And last but not least, from the world of in-laws, Kyle White will start 22nd, shotgun on the field. Laps the race distance for the feature tonight under the bright sunshine
Going, called off.
of Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to wait an extra lap here before we go green. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway from the bull ring. Aaron Smith, TJ Majors, side by side through turns 1 and 2. They'll drag race briefly down into 3. Smith with the preferred lane off of turn 4. Now we'll open the door for Brian McCann to get alongside TJ Majors. Majors needs to try and get down to the bottom of the racetrack. There he does it. Now Majors to third, loses one spot from the start. So the front three, it's Aaron Smith, Brian McCann, TJ Majors, Evan Janik, James Pileski rounding out the top 5. 3 laps in here from the bull ring. Evan Janik now to the inside of James Pileski. Pileski checks up, a little bit of contact between himself and Kyle Hardy. Hardy checks up, yields the position, gives a little shot to the 93 on the exit of turn 2, but all it does is break his momentum. Hardy now deep into turn number 3 on the brakes. Now it opens the door, and one car around, it's Elizabeth Peters. And through all that exchange, I believe we had a problem with the race leaders as well. Now the timing and scoring is all out of whack. Maybe not. Aaron Smith shown as the race leader again. I think he's okay. See what happened here just a moment ago with Aaron Smith. Is this an incident or not? Might just be avoidance. Or just slowing for the yellow. So we'll go back, watch the issue with the 1 here. Puts us under yellow for the first time. Peters got in deep. Thought she was going to get into the 27 of Casey Bentz. Got on the brakes a little harder than she had planned, and around it went. Don't think anybody got into her at all. No contact made with the 1. So we're getting ready for the restart here. Caution laps not counted here tonight. Only green flag laps. So we'll get the restart.
Green
Put
flag.
lap 5 on the board, green in the air. We're back racing. Big wheel spin from Brian McCann. I don't know if that was wheel spin or if Majors got under the back bumper of the 3. Either way, McCann hangs on to it. Janik now alongside TJ. Now James Pileski to the back bumper of the 6. Pileski a little loose on the exit of turn 2. The battle behind him continues between Garrett Johnston and Evan Janik. Further back through, Chuck Sweeting in 13th. Jason Nilgis in the 88 machine to the inside. They continue to fight it out now. This is for the 12th spot. Laps in here from the bull ring in Las Vegas. Aaron Smith continues to lead. He's led them all to this point. McCann runs second, Majors third, Pileski and Johnston 4th and 5th. Pileski all over the back bumper of TJ Majors. We'll go on board with the bumper cam on the 6. Peekaboo. Pileski got in the back of Majors there, and it really hurt the 93 more than it did TJ. Pileski will lose a spot in the process. They'll move Garrett Johnston up to 4th. I don't know if TJ even got to full throttle there on the front stretch. Trouble again. Got a wreck. Off of turn number 4. Jason Niles just part of this. Looks like Brent Butler in it as well. Caution on the speedway for the second time. Back it up a little further here. Watch the 76. Looks like some contact from William Tyndall in the 62. So Tyndall will come to the pits. Lilith Peters will come to the pit lane as well. Still pretty deep in the field for the one. She's going to bolt some tires on here. Now, tire changes are unlimited here tonight. So it's kind of a no-brainer for the one to just come down and take those tires. She's deep in the field. You might as well get the grip advantage for now. Currently on the one to go as we get ready to go back racing. Pace car is in.
Green flag.
A wheel spin for the 6 on the restart. No worries. Stays to the inside of Garrett Johnston. Pileski and Johnston side by side for the 4th spot. Johnston closes the door on Janik. There might have been some contact. If not, it was awful close. Dio Quick in a battle with Kyle Hardy. Up the racetrack, Chuck Sweeting thought about making it 3 wide, and he does. 3 wide into turn 3. Is there enough room? Contact made with Neil Quick. Up the racetrack he goes, and around goes the 35.
Quickly tell me about your car if you can.
A caution on the speedway again. 3rd time tonight. Tiny little racetrack to be going 3 wide. You can see why it just did not work.
Green.
Green back in the air. Battle for second now. Majors to the bottom, inside of Brian McCann. McCann in the 3 car, top of the racetrack. James Pileski looking for more as well as McCann gets clear of the 6 but stays top of the racetrack. Pileski thought about going up the gut, thinks better of it. A wise choice. In turns 1 and 2, now TJ Majors to the bottom of the racetrack with Pileski to his outside. Little bit of contact as they get into 3. Pileski's going to lose a bit here. Has to shut the door on Janik quickly before he sheds more positions. Now 3 wide again into 1. Contact with the 7 and 93. Pileski saves it in turn 2. Pileski's gotten all kinds of problems here as the 36 might be in trouble. The 36 goes around. Josh Mears straightens it back out. We stay green. McCann now reeling in Aaron Smith. Last lap, a 10th quicker than the 70. Brian McCann's got something for Aaron Smith here. He's not letting him go. Caution on the Speedway.
Would you like a protein shake or a bar?
Adam
or
Pettit
like
in the 49 in trouble here. 4th caution of the afternoon. Let's get a look. Back this up a little further here. It looks like Pettit just kind of lost it on his own. We've seen a bunch of this tonight throughout the heats. The Consi, a little too much rear brake, maybe a little too much pedal, or just too late on them. Either way, Pettit goes around. Lucky enough not to hit anything, but enough to draw a caution.
Not going.
Gonna wave off the restart. They come quick here as Peter's gonna come back down and pit. So is Mears and Pettit. Peters has got to go. She's going to lose a lap. She's not careful. Drops the jack. Heads back out. Ready for the restart.
Green
Front
flag.
row is McCann and Smith again. Green back in the air. Majors on the bottom of the second row. Oh, we got trouble in turn 4. Caution on the Speedway.
Can you hear me, Ron?
Multiple drivers involved here. We got Hinson, Butler, Schofield, and some more. Caution for the 5th time tonight. So watch the 39 and then watch the 62. Tyndall a little late on the brakes. Gets into the back. Sends him up in a Casey Benz. Hinson turned in front of the field here, and it's going to collect a bunch of other drivers. Not quite on the 1 to go. They may extend this again here, just trying to get everybody where they need to be. I know we only have a 22-car field, but this place is tiny. Again, 3/8 of a mile. why they call it the Bull Ring. And we got a repeat 1975 in the chat. Track Limits chat says, go get it, McCann. When in doubt, go faster. I honestly don't know how long that's been up in the chat. Chat's been pretty quiet here tonight, guys. Whether you're watching on Track Limits Network or IROC TV, feel free to say your piece or not your piece. Just keep it PG for the kids. I'm open to just about anything. Pace car is in.
Green flag.
Green back in the air. McCann keeps getting hung on the outside of the racetrack here with Aaron Smith able to control the bottom. I don't know if you're going to be able to make that pass around the outside. McCann is right there. Majors in third. Garrett Johnston, Neil Quick, the top five. Sweeting and Casey Bentz now side by side. This will be a battle for the 6th position. James Pileski there trying to attack as well. He's currently 8th, trying to get 1, maybe even 2 out of this deal. Sweeting hung on the outside. Behind them, a battle with Kyle Hardy. Brandon Mefford there side by side. Lilith Peters. Lilith back up into the 13th spot. Quietly managing her way back through this field after an early race incident. Kyle White in the 19, real loose off of turn number 4. Now Hardy clear of Mefford. Now Lilith Peters trying to do the same to the inside of Brandon Mefford. Brandon Mefford just shedding positions. Now back to the 13th spot. Loses a couple here to Hardy and Peters. On board with Lilith Peters, looking to the inside of Hardy into turn 1. So Peters takes over the 11th spot as she continues to knife her way back through this field. She was as deep as 22nd, dead last early on. She might have actually been the first caution of the night. Has battled back, kept her head down. Now knocking on the back door of Chuck Sweeting for the 10th spot. Sweeting makes a move to the inside on Casey Bentz. That would be a battle for 9th position. Peters should be able to follow this 75 on through and get herself into the top 10. Now here comes Kyle Hardy back on the attack. And Peters does it. Back to the top 10 before halfway.
should have caution.
James Pileski is around caution on the Speedway for the 6th time. Don't believe James hit anything. Let's take a look. Just keeps happening, and it's a different driver each time, almost the same way every time. Little too hot into turn 3, locks up the rears, around it goes. So some pit stops underway. Brian McCann down and away. Tim Schofield still showing some left front damage on his number 12. Pace car lights have gone out. Should get the restart the next time by unless they wave it off. No, pace car comes to pit lane. Front row now is going to be TJ Majors and Aaron Smith. I think Smith will have the race lead from the outside. I find this very interesting. Aaron taking the top lane. But he gets it going, gets it gone. Now I understand. He wanted that arc down into turn number 1. Didn't want to give that to TJ. Knows TJ's got some pace out here. 45 laps in here from the bull ring. Across the start-finish line, the caution is out again.
Save us a little here. Nice and smooth. Cool your tires off. Get your fans on.
Might have been James Pileski again. Oh, big wad up into 3. Did he do the same thing all over? Let's back this up further and we'll see. Or did Kopp just get on the brakes a little sooner than James anticipated? Yeah, he did. Kopp on the binders a little sooner than the 93 expected. Just a mere 10 feet from his last spin. Pileski sits on pit lane here trying to get some damage repaired to his number 93. Had a strong run going in the first third of this one, but it's all gone out the window here. 46 laps in. Caution number 7. Aaron Smith still leads over TJ Majors. Brian McCann, Garrett Johnston in that second row. Pay no attention to the timing tower as it tries to figure out where everybody should be. There we go. Pace car comes to pit lane. Restart coming to be lap 46. Aaron Smith takes the bottom this time.
Green flag, green flag.
Majors keeps it just to the right side of Aaron Smith out of turn number 2 there as well. Garrett Johnston now deep into the corner. Just a foot, maybe 3 inches off the back bumper of Aaron Smith. still side by side with Majors for second. Johnston will drive on through. Majors trying to battle back up top, but to no avail. And the caution is out again. That cop involved this time. I think Josh Mears got a piece of it. Fab Shop's going to be busy this week on the number 22. That is the second nose he has ripped off that race car tonight. Let's take a look. The 19 went around and a stack up after that. Kyle White triggering this one. Take another look. Now let's back up a little further here. I don't know if Janik got into the back of the 19 here. It could be the case. Oh, yeah. A little further now. I think he might have really pushed him down the front stretch, too. I don't know. It's close. Two to go to green. Lights are out on the pace car. Will be green flag the next time by. Again, ignore the timing tower. It's just having a stroke. There we go. Got the clot buster working. Pace car to pit lane. Front row, Aaron Smith, Garrett Johnston this time. Majors will be on the bottom.
Flag.
There it is. Green back in the air. Smith with the race lead over Johnston. Now Majors to the inside of the 15 for the second spot. Aaron Smith, the class of the field so far as we approach halfway. Still side by side for the second spot. TJ Majors in the 6. Garrett Johnston to the outside in the 15. Johnston doing a whale of a job hanging on to that spot on the outside where so many drivers have failed to be able to do it there up in the high lane, but can't keep it now as Majors jumps into the second position. Johnston tries to pull it hard down to the bottom of the racetrack, and look who's up to fourth. Lilith Peters, our consolation race winner now. Had some struggles early on here tonight, has battled her way back into the top 5 here with just about half a race to go. "54 laps go up on the board here. We're going to step aside, get a break out of the way. It'll be side by side so you don't miss the action. We'll be back after this. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series. Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified in Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Green flag.
Back to the bull ring, restart just getting completed here. Aaron Smith will lead them back to the stripe. Garrett Johnston now takes the second spot from TJ Majors. Behind Majors, a battle for fourth position. Lilith Peters on the outside of Brett Butler, and the caution is out again.
I'll leave this one on you. If you want to stay out, we'll stay out.
Looks like Brandon Mefford and Chuck Sweeting coming together. Chain reaction crash down into turn number 1. Kyle White involved as well. Bad Cop back to the pit lane here. Some damage to be repaired on that, number 22. Honestly, starting to look like the cars that should run this place. Those would be the modifieds. Pace car is in, ready for the restart yet again. Wrapping up caution number 10.
Ready, green, 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 green.
Major slips a nose to the inside of Garrett Johnston out of turn number 2, has position on him into 3. Peters and Butler still side by side. And Majors is clear off of turn number 2. Lilith Peters in 5th, trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack, but she's going to have to deal with Brian McCann now. McCann in 6th, number 3 orange car. Oh, Johnston hangs on to it really loose, was the 15. Johnston loses a few spots out of this, but hangs on to it now real loose into turn 1. Got that right rear hot. It's real hard to cool these things down under green flag conditions. He's going to have to deal with it for now. Back to the 8th spot. Butler working his way up towards the front into the 3rd position from his 6th place starting spot. Kyle White and Josh Mears battling. Behind them, Jason Nilges, Tim Schofield side by side as well. Sweeting starting to march his way back through, up into the 15th spot. We know he's fast, but he's mired back almost mid-pack, a little deeper than mid-pack. Garrett Johnston still hanging on to the 8th position. .30 laps to go here from the bull ring. Aaron Smith continuing to put on a dominant performance. About a half-second advantage over 2nd place TJ Majors. Off of turn 4, Aaron Smith will cross start finish. Lap time in the books of 15:90. Majors faster, but only by 1/100th of a second. Faster than the top 2, though. Brian McCann ran a 15:77, about a 10th plus quicker than the top 2. Tough part about a race like this is it's kind of racetrack you want to try and take care of the tires, save them for the end when it's really time to go, but we've had so many cautions over the course of this race, there really hasn't been an opportunity to have that long run to see who's going to chew up their stuff and who's not. The benefit to that is we get to watch these guys just kind of get after it lap after lap. Peters back up into the 4th spot, gets clear of Brent Butler. Butler really trying to get it back, drives it deep into turns 3 and 4, but Peters backing up her entry, back to the gas a little sooner than the 76, able to keep a distance of 2-3 car lengths back to Butler. Leaders into some lap traffic as Matt Kopp goes down. Next on the list to go down a lap is going to be the 12 of Tim Schofield. Just about 4 seconds away from being lapped. But now Majors reeling in Aaron Smith. Last lap. Smith was a touch faster, but now this time by Majors picks it up almost a tenth quicker than the leader. Aaron Smith takes it back this time. Now battle for second as McCann gets to the bottom lane there alongside Majors and just quickly takes the spot away. A veteran move there by both drivers, really. McCann was a little bit faster, knew he had the spot. Majors recognized it and let him have it. Better to get single file and lose the spot than to run side by side and let the leader get away. But the caution is out again. Adam Pettit in trouble, already back to pit lane. Seeing this so much tonight as well. Somebody spins there in 3 and 4 on the brakes, and it just comes around again. I don't know if he just drove it in too hot, too much rear brake bias. Either way, it comes around. A little kiss to the inside wall, and Pettit goes right to pit lane. Garrett Johnston, speaking of pit lane, will come down and get some service. So the deeper into this race that we run, the less the names at the front of the field have changed. Aaron Smith, Brian McCann will be on the front row. Row 2 is going to be TJ Majors and Lilith Peters. I really got to give a hand to the driver of that number 1 machine, Lilith Peters. She started back in 13th here tonight. Had a problem very early on. Ended up having to go to the back of the pack after getting spun or spinning out on her own. Nevertheless, through some strategy and just sheer speed, has cut her way through this field. Finds herself in the 4th spot as we're getting ready for the restart here with 17 laps to go.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. Oh, trouble! Johnston goes around. So caution out again here at the bull ring. Garrett Johnston this time the unlucky victim. Chain reaction. Durbin drives hard into the back bumper. Let's back this up a little further. Ping pong balls out of turn 2 all the way into 3, and that's where it happened.
Green flag.
Just like that, we're back racing again. Side by side for the lead, Aaron Smith and Brian McCann. Aaron Smith has yet to come to pit road. I want to keep that in mind here tonight. Still has the original set of tires on that number 70. TJ Majors in the same boat. Brian McCann made a pit stop at lap 44 and bolted on 4, so he does have a fresher set, but doesn't seem to be helping him much now as Neil Quick gets to the inside of the 3. This for the 3rd spot. Peters is going to try and follow Neil on through. McCann gets a better run, and the caution is out again. Garrett Johnston again in trouble here for caution number 13. Let's take a look at it. Just a moment ago. Schofield locks him up, slides into the 15. Probably the 10th or 12th time we've seen that all night long throughout the course of the heats, the Consi, and now the feature. Somebody locking it up into turn 3 and coming around. This time it took Garrett Johnston with him. So it'll set us up yet again for a restart.
Ready, green flag.
11 laps to go here from the bull ring. Aaron Smith, TJ Majors barrel down into turn number 1. Neil Quick now finally working his way into the top 5 from 10th into the 3rd spot. Aaron Smith doing everything he's got to hold off TJ Majors. Majors gets a nose out in front down to turns 1 and 2. He just doesn't have the grip in the middle of the corner. Crosses back over, gets to the inside. Keeps it now to the bottom. Now wants to hold off Neil Quick. Quick might make some contact to the back of the 6, but Aaron Smith is going to check out. 9 laps to go. Peters now into the 4th position, trying to hold off Brian McCann. McCann trying to get around the outside. Evan Janik now into the 6th position. Janik's been up and down all night, but been fast every time we've talked about that number 7. Everybody getting singled out here, trying to come up with a game plan. Is it time to start using the bumpers? That's what it's going to come down to here. Doesn't seem like unless you can get to the inside, you can't really make that pass up top. Here we go, Janik looking low. Caught Peters off guard. Janik may have this 4th spot. It's going to take some time, and we're running out of it here with 3.5 laps to go. Now McCann's going to follow the 7 through, but the 7 log jammed a bit by Neil Quick. 3 laps remaining.
Caution's out.
Yellow flag late here at the bull ring. It's going to set us up for a green-white checkered. Or is it? Caution flags do not count. Caution laps do not count. Brandon Mefford involved in this one. Let's get a look. Kyle White with trouble ahead. Stacked everybody up. They get out of 4 okay, but the 36 of Mears just jumps to the inside. Mefford just stops there in 1 and 2. That's what drew the caution. So, with the fact that caution laps do not count, this may be a green and white, then checkered finish. We won't get the green and white, or the green-white checkered.
Check that.
Nope.
Not one to go yet.
They're going to add another lap here. So this may actually set us up for a green-white checkered finish. Admin's paying attention here. Didn't want to see this one go green-white, then checker. We want to try and get an actual green-white checker, or it looks like maybe we'll still end up that way. Lined up again, pace car off at 2. We're going to quickly just go on the backstretch for about 100 feet, then pull back down into 3. Let's try this. One more restart from the Bull Ring in Las Vegas. Aaron Smith, TJ Majors, does the 6 have anything for him? 2 laps to go. Out of turn 2, Smith is clear. Battle for second, Majors and Quick. Off for a final time. White flag in the air. 1 to go from the Bull Ring in Las Vegas. The battle is on for the second spot. That's all Aaron Smith needs to see is a fight for that second position behind him. Side by side for the second position into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air, and Quick will beat the 6 to the start-finish line as the 35 goes around at the checkers. Aaron Smith picking up the win. Neil Quick second, TJ Majors third. Aaron Smith victorious again here in the IROC Challenge Series. This time from the Bull Ring, and never once saw pit lane here tonight. What a race. We're going to step aside briefly here, get our break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 finishers in the booth after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Bull Ring Showdown in the books here in the IROC Challenge Series. Aaron Smith leading this one from pole to the checkered flag. Might have led every lap. We'll have to go back and check the stats on that one to find out for sure, but absolutely led the most laps, if not every single one of them. Aaron Smith, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've gotcha.
Aaron, congratulations, man. A hard-fought win here tonight. You were one of only 2 drivers that opted to not make one singular pit stop here tonight. Started the race, finished the race on the same set of tires. Did that have something to do with your success here tonight, just keeping you out with that good track position?
Yeah, you've got to keep the track position. And TJ and I were playing the restart games there. I kept putting them on the top, and every once in a while I'd give him the inside there, but I wasn't sure if he let me back down after a few of those coming toward the end, so I kept taking the inside there. And I almost whiffed turn 1 a couple times there with those old tires. They keep the speed in them with the heat cycles, but the braking is absolutely miserable as the race goes on. So fortunately we didn't wipe it out, and we brought it home again.
Well, your best lap was only about a 1/10.5, maybe 2/10 quicker than your last lap of the race. So tires fell off, but not incredibly much. Either way, you drive this thing into victory lane. A race win well earned, certainly here at the Bull Ring. This place is tricky to get around. Lots of cautions to deal with tonight. Does that factor into your decision to not take tires at all this evening?
Oh, absolutely. It seemed like after lap 20, the tires really began to melt. And I know I saw laps in like the 16.3, 16.4 in the heat races, and I wanted to make sure we didn't get that far. Because if we didn't, I think I would have had that case to stay out on the tires I started on, and fortunately it came to be.
Well, strategy and speed, thinking next week, Pocono Raceway, the tricky triangle, the oval that's a triangle that identifies as a road course, basically. How do you get ready for Pocono Raceway next week and try to line up another race win?
Well, I don't know how strong the draft is in these cars. I think they fixed it in the Gen 4. I don't know if they fixed it in these, but I would imagine with the big spoilers, these would have the pretty the heavy pull on the straightaways. So we'll have to see. I'd like to believe that I'd be one to beat there, but we have a lot of folks who are quick, a lot of folks who got the short end of the stick there on strategy tonight, and they'll certainly be a factor next week, but I'm looking forward to it either way.
Well, either way, Aaron, a job well done this evening, picking up another checkered flag, man. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting on another great race, all the folks in the field for racing clean there toward the front, and youth broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it at Pocono next week.
All right, Aaron, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week.
10-4, thank you.
Aaron Smith, your race winner here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to our, well, I don't want to say it's a surprise because Neil Quick is always fast on these short tracks, so we'll pull the driver of the number 2 machine up into the broadcast booth and get a word with our runner-up. Neil Quick, it's Steve in the booth. You got us?
Hey, Steve-O. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing good, Neil. Congratulations, man. A 10th place start here tonight, but some late race heroics. All of a sudden, we find you into the top 5 and then in position to pick up that second spot from TJ Majors. Walk us through the closing laps on this one. How'd you get it done?
Well, I kind of got snickered in and pitting halfway there right after Brian and a few of those guys pitted. Me, TJ, and Aaron stayed out, and a caution fell pretty quick after that, so I went in and pitted, and I kind of got scared into doing it, and I thought I was going to be better, and really was just talking to the guys, and I think I could have stayed out with old tires and still stayed up there with them, and probably not work as hard to come back through there, but in the end it worked out. The cautions fell my way to allow me to get back up there, and that's what I was telling them. It seemed like I could go on the outside or the inside. I preferred the inside on the restarts, so big thing was just keeping clean and staying out of the mess and trying to get back up there. And I think maybe one more caution or a few more laps could have gave me a little bit better of a shot, but happy with the finish tonight and had a good finish last week at Gateway, so kind of getting back a swing of things and get back to the front.
Coming on strong here mid-season, almost mid-season here, the IROC Challenge Series. Speaking of next week, Pocono Raceway, a much different racetrack. We go from 3/8 of a mile to 2.5 mile triangle. How do you prepare for Pocono Raceway next week? Kind of operates a little bit like a road course, even though it's all left turns. How do you get ready?
Well, coming off of Gateway last week, going into Pocono and just the short track in between here, I kind of feel like Pocono's got a lot of the same fixes as what Gateway does with the 2 different turns and the shifting and stuff. So it's kind of a cross between a oval road course, same feel kind of Gateway's got. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Usually run pretty decent at Pocono, and this car just kind of getting the feel for it. Thanks to Charter Spectrum, cost me a couple races this season, but now getting out here and getting going, it's been pretty good. But yeah, it seems like they can't keep the internet on Monday nights for some reason.
Gotta switch to Xfinity, Neil.
I'm telling you, man. But happy to be out here racing, and there's a good group of guys, and it's been fun the last couple of weeks. So looking forward to Pocono next week.
Well, it was a fun one here tonight, edging out TJ Majors by 6/100ths of a second for that second place. Congratulations again, man. Good luck next week. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
I'd like to thank Chris and all the admin and you guys doing the broadcast, Steve, and all the sponsors that helped put this on for us all to be out here on a Monday night racing. So it's a great time, and thank all the racers that are in the league this year. It's nice coming out and having big full fields to race with, and quality drivers through the field to race. So it's a whole lot of fun. So looking forward to next week.
All right, Neil. Thanks a lot, man. Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Steve-O.
Neil Quick, your runner-up here at the Bull Ring from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to our third-place finisher, TJ Majors. We had some technical difficulties the last time we tried to talk with the driver, the number 6. Let's see if he's got that all figured out. TJ Majors, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right, there we go. TJ, congratulations, man. Outside pole here tonight, finishing in the 3rd spot on a real hard-fought battle there in the last couple of laps with Neil Quick. Really never saw you outside the top 5 at all tonight. What is the key to success around these short tracks?
Just staying out of trouble and saving your tires. If you have track position to begin the race, it's a lot easier. You get back in the back, it's harder to stay out of it, and you get run into by guys like James Pileski. It's good to see the new rules take effect tonight, where you cause more than one caution, you get parked. So that was nice. But yeah, you just stay out of trouble and survive.
Well, speaking of tire strategy, you and race winner Aaron Smith, the only 2 drivers that never really see pit road at all tonight. Was there anything going into your mind as far as, okay, do I pit tonight? Do I not? Do I try to run this thing all the way to the end on the original set? A lot of guys thought different. You and Aaron Smith did not, and you had strong finishes.
I got lucky. It caught me off guard. When I saw everybody pit behind me, I thought I was screwed. So luckily it worked out. I saved enough tire in the beginning to try to maintain. I thought I'd fall a few spots, but racing around the guys that were up in the top 5 or 6 there were pretty good. So Neil had a really good run, was really clean. I think Peters and Janik and Brent Butler were up there, and Brian was really good. He's clean to race with, so you put guys like that in the top 6 or 7, and you can have a really good race.
Well, a good race it was, even with the cautions. Kind of expect that here in these smaller racetracks, but we go to a much bigger racetrack next week, Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. We know you're good on these short tracks, not a whole lot of super speedways in Western New York. So how do you get ready for Pocono Raceway next week?
About 8 o'clock or 8:30, I'll sign in and see how fast I am. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a long front stretch there. Tunnel turn. This ARCA car, I think, will be pretty fast around there, especially a lot of throttle time through the tunnel turn. But yeah, long front stretch, a lot of draft. So, guys will have 10 seconds or more to think about what kind of move they're going to make into one. So that'll be interesting, I'm sure. So yeah, we'll get to the end of the front stretch and hope you don't get run over by guys like the 93 and see if you can finish.
All right, TJ. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Congratulations. Who do you want to shout out to?
Just all the admins, everybody putting together. Maybe they can make caution laps count next time and not do group qualifying. I thought we got rid of that a long time ago, but no, it was fun. Either way, it's all good.
All right, TJ. Thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
TJ Majors, 3rd place finisher here at the Bull Ring from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to our top 3 already. Aaron Smith was your race winner. Neil Quick brought it home 2nd. TJ Majors was 3rd. Lilith Peters comes home in the 4th spot. I want to brag on this girl. She had an okay run in qualifying. Nothing to get too excited about. A little deeper than mid-pack. Had problems early in the race itself. Was at the back of the field. She won the Consi, so the night was starting out okay. But man, she battled it back, drove this thing through the field, finished in the 4th spot. So job well done with a top 5 for Lilith Peters. Evan Janik finished in the 5th spot. Strong run for him. That's right where he started tonight, but he was fast all evening. Same with Brent Butler, finished in the 6th spot. Brian McCann, an uncharacteristic P7. He was up there in the top 5 most of the night as well. Kyle Hardy, a strong run in 8th. A newcomer, Gavin Hinson, finished 9th. Casey Bentz was 10th. Chuck Sweeting came home in the 11th spot. 12th went to Garrett Johnston. 13th was Steve Durbin. 14th finisher was Jason Nilges. 15th went to Tim Schofield. Kyle White was 16th. 17th was Brandon Mefford. Josh Mears was 18th. Matt Kopp 19th. Adam Pettit 20th. 21st, James Pileski 22nd. William Tyndall. Shotgun tonight, 72 laps down. That's going to do it for us here at Track Limits Network. Congratulations again to Aaron Smith picking up yet another win here in the IROC Challenge Series. Again, I am not going to be available next week for Pocono Raceway. I'll be traveling. I won't be available for the broadcast, but if it ends up being a great race, if all you racers that are in this series are listening, make it a good race, guys. We'll do this on a tape delay. We'll get it in before the next scheduled race, which will come up on the following Monday. We'll try to get that as a tape delay if possible, but if not, we'll see you at the next one here in a couple of weeks. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Congrats again to Aaron Smith. Neil Quick, TJ Majors, our top 3, and everybody else in this IROC Challenge Series did a great job here tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.